Hi there, I hope that you're doing well. I thought I would give you a quick tutorial on how to post blog posts through the WordPress side of Showit, and then also just some key tips for how to optimize those blog posts and everything like that. So to start, the actual blog design, I'm just using my website as an example, but you'll see these layouts here and like the layouts on your website too. Those are designed in the Showit side, so you can follow all the Showit tutorials to see like how to update that. But essentially, that is on the blog page here under this blog template section, and all of that is just templated. So everything that I've designed, like this image and this title and like filler text, that's sort of like a template that then pulls in your actual content from the blog. So there's the main blog page, there's the single post page. This is how a post would look once it's opened. And then there's the page. So this is how how a category would look. Like for example, on my blog, I have a category called branding. So this is how the branding page would look, or how like the website design category page would look and things like that. On the kind of technical content side of the blog, we have the WordPress site. So you have the Showit site, which you go to showit.co or showit.com to get there. They kind of own both domains, so you can click on either of these and sign in with your username and password. But to access the actual part of your blog where you post content and all of that, you'll want to go to your URL. So for me, it's emilyfostercreative.com/wp-admin. So this would just be your website.com-wp-admin/wp-admin, like that. And then when you go there, it will prompt you to log in, and the username and password for your blog is going to be the exact same username and password for your Showit site. So you'll use the same information for all of that. This is an interface. It looks a little bit more like old-fashioned, like a true WordPress site. If you haven't blogged in WordPress before, it does get easier with time. It might feel a little bit unintuitive at first, but then it actually does make a lot of sense once you get used to it. So we have posts here, and then you can also look at like pages, media. You don't have to worry too much about most of this since it is just the blog in WordPress. Like we're not actually designing an entire website in WordPress because again, the design side is all in Showit here. But on the blog side, I usually just go to posts in order to add new ones. You can also look at categories, and that will tell you all the categories. So you can see for me here, like I have like brand strategy and branding, for example, and you can customize these pages with like unique SEO. On the posts page, these are all of the posts that I've written, and you'll see these little dots next to it. These are determined by Yoast SEO, which is a free plugin that I've already installed on your blog. So if you go down to plugins, and if you were to like look in the search bar for Yoast SEO, you'll see, like mine, it's activated. So you can deactivate it if you want, but there's no reason. It's free and it helps you to optimize your blog posts. So let's go into a past blog post of mine. Basically, what I love to do, the system that I use, and you can find a system that works well for you, but I'll write a blog post in a Google Doc or even in a notes pad on my phone, and I will like write the title, all the body copy and everything, and then I'll choose some images. So I kind of have like the entire thing done before I put it in WordPress, and then I'll copy and paste it. So what I'll do is like I'll copy the title, and you can actually set text to be like an H1 or H2 header throughout the post. You can also set things to look different depending on, like, for example, I don't know if this blog post has one, but you can add bullets and things like that. So I'll just copy and paste all of the copy into here and then format it. What you'll want to do to format is like say that I want this headline, one, brand strategy helps differentiate your business from your competitors. I would highlight it, and then you can go here to the top and you can change like what the H header is. So right now it's an H3. I could change it to an H2 or H1. You could also do that with this by clicking on the paragraph, and then you can choose heading, and then it can make it like an H2. If I ever do something that I don't like, then I'll just do Command Z or Control Z if you're on a Windows computer and just undo that. And then you can also go undo or redo here. You don't have to worry about, like, aside from the technical formatting of H1 headers and body copy and things like that, you don't have to worry about visual formatting on this part of the blog. One thing that's important to know is that based on the settings of your blog design, an H1, for example, will look like a post title, body copy will look like the body copy that's here in the template, and things like that. And then the images that you assign will pull into these images in the template. And then what I like to do is scroll down at the end of the blog post, and there's this little section here. So I'm going to actually go and just leave this section. I'm going to add a new post. So this is what a blank slate looks like in WordPress. What I love to do is find a focus key phrase. So essentially a keyword that I want to blog about. So I'll just say, like, branding for wedding vendors as the keyword if that was what I was trying to rank the blog post for. And then this is the Yoast SEO plugin. It'll tell me all of the ways to optimize my blog post for this keyword. So a slug is the end of the URL that you're using. So for this, branding for wedding vendors with dashes in between each word would be a good option. It would also be good for me to include this in the meta description, which is this description that shows up here on the page that comes up on Google. And then you can also click this drop down and read all of the recommendations for how to optimize the blog post further. They usually have grammatical recommendations as well as technical SEO recommendations. So they kind of recommend different things like SEO title width, meta description length. Those are more of like the SEO technical recommendations. And then they also will give you recommendations based on the text length. They'll let you know if you have like passive voice or run-on sentences, all those kinds of things. And as you get the blog post more optimized, it'll start turning from red to orange to green. And that's kind of the end goal, is for everything to turn green to be optimized for SEO. You don't have to do this by any means. You don't have to follow it. And you can also come back and do it later. But if you set yourself up for success by doing this to start, then that could really benefit your SEO over time. And then to add an image into the blog, you'll click this plus sign here and then go to image. You can do that. You can also upload a gallery. So I'm just going to delete this. You can go to the three dots here and then go to remove image. You can also add a gallery here, and I believe that you can add as many images as you want. So I think you can pull in, like, even if you have like 20 images into that section. And then this post tab over here on the right, you'll want to just make sure that you set these settings so you can add new categories to your blog, or you can check any of the categories that are already here. You'll want to make sure that you assign a category to each blog post. And then you also want to set a featured image. The featured image is what will pull into this part of the blog. So that is the biggest thing, is to set the post settings. You can also schedule out posts to publish immediately, or you can schedule it out for a day in the future. You can also backdate them too. So if you are wanting to share a post that is like older or something like that, then you can do that. And then you'll just want to make sure that all of your content here is ready to go, and then you'll hit publish, and you might just have to refresh your site. It won't show up here in the Showit designer, but it will show up on the blog once it's published. So you might just need to publish on the WordPress and potentially publish the Showit site if it's not showing up, and refresh your view just to make sure it's there. That's pretty much a breakdown of the WordPress blog. There are some intricacies, so if you notice that you don't know how to work something, feel free to reach out and I'm happy to answer. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much.